Several days ago, me and my friends played 3 different Dead Rails rip-offs. After each game, we would review it and rate it. I promised that at 100 likes, I would make a part 2, and you guys destroyed that goal way quicker than I expected. So here it is. For this episode, we picked 4 different rip-offs. How will these games compare to last episode? Let's find out. Our first game is Dead Sails. Loading into the lobby. Looking around, I noticed that the lobby seems very Game Pass demanding, which I don't like to see. But ignoring that, the map design looks awesome. Me and the squad loaded into a game. Taking a first glance at our boat, I was reasonably impressed to see our boat gets 4 whole coaches. I started off like any match, buying coal to fuel up our boat. That was until Phoenix got into the driver's seat and decided to abandon Bard. If you guys didn't remember, last time Bard did some evil shenanigans in Dead Roads as the driver. Good riddance. We ran into our first house encounter and raided it. I dropped my loot on the boat until I turned around and caught PMD asserting his dominance to the poor zombie. Free my boy. I saw Phoenix fishing, so I decided to do the same. After a painfully long time of fishing, I finally caught 1 goldfish. Yippee! I then saw a massive tentacle in the distance. Being curious, I decided to go towards it, until it decided to sink into the ground. I finally made it just to be greeted with a pool of water, but then it turned to nighttime. That's when I figured out Bard and PMD deserted me and poor Phoenix. So we had to waste our time sprinting all the way back to the boat. We eventually made and decided to raid a town. On the other side of the map, I noticed a beach-type thing. Me and PMD decided to raid it just to be greeted with 4 fish zombies, where none of them are valuable, sadly. Suddenly, the sky turned purple. That's when some goofy witches tried to attack us, but D1 fumbled badly. We then made it to the base. Everybody had mixed opinions on this game. These were our ratings. Next up, we got Dead Sands, which I took as a suggestion by this comment. Also welcome our new temporary guest, Ace of Spades. Loading into the lobby, I noticed this game looks very similar to the Dead Roads lobby. However, a cool thing is that there is 8 different classes, and they're all free. After looking through each class, I decided to settle for the engineer. We loaded into a duo lobby, and we both start with a whole $200. But in this game, that's barely anything as my smile faded once I saw that gasoline costs $400. Taking a look at our vehicle, it looks extremely similar to Dead Roads. I barricaded the cabin with my class items with 2 barricades, kind of like the Alamo from Dead Rails. We ran into our first house to raid. As I bring my zombie over to the truck, it seems like this game has no ragdolls, just pure stiffness. We were on our way until Ace fell off the truck, so of course I had to wait for him. But that's when I figured out I could drive the truck backwards, which helped Ace get on the truck quicker like a good boy. We were back on our way until we ran out of fuel, as fuel in this game runs out in the blink of an eye. A zombie got on our truck, so I had to kill it. But for some reason, the game decided to fling me off the truck. We ran out of fuel again, so we just gave up and decided to walk the rest of the way. We eventually made it to the base. We both agreed this game was mid. These were our ratings. So do I agree with this comment? Honestly, yeah. Our third game is Deadroot. Looking around the lobby, this game obviously tried to recreate the original Dead Rails lobby with Game Pass signs and the elevators being at a train station. As we were waiting for the game to begin, Ace decided to insert his dominance to me. I had to let me know I didn't consent by backing into a corner and nodding my head. But then he pinned me and started kissing me. But thankfully, the game started before things got too freaky. But little did he know, I wouldn't let that slide. As I explored around the starting base, I jumped inside of the train and noticed an emergency supply radio, kind of like a dusty trip. We decided to stop at some massive boulder, but it ended up being nothing at all. Well, that's when I reminded myself it was time to get revenge on what Ace did to me earlier. So I raced back to the train and abandoned Ace. But I was feeling generous, so I let Ace back on if he promised to be a good kitty. We encountered our first house. However, Ace took all the valuables in the house, but he was generous to give me the diamond. A little later, we encountered a graveyard. A bunch of zombies surrounded our train, but they were way easier to kill than I expected. I saw Ace getting jumped by zombies, so of course I had to save him. Inside of the mausoleum, I found a shotgun. A little more traveling, and we stumbled across a stable farm. There was a singular zombie chasing me, so I decided to two-shot him with my shotgun, cooking him. I collected a bunch of hay bale. I tried placing my loot in the train, but it just decided to slide off the train. Not to mention, you can't even weld items. Finally, we made it to the base, and I found out this game takes place in Arizona. We both agreed this game was just all right. These were our ratings. Lastly, we got dead mines. As I look around the lobby, the atmosphere looks awesome, and you even get a smooth walking animation. As we head into a match, we are surprised to see that this game is in third person. I got my weapon and bought fuel, but that's when I realized I had to mine away this massive chunk of rock, so we were able to move forward. Ace had trouble trying to drive the minecart because apparently it was very glitchy. Later, we ran into the miner Ben, who told us to give him 3 gems. So I mined 2 gems. Mining is kinda like fish. I gave them to Ben, and he let us through. We were back on our way. We stopped at a room that I decided to raid. I claimed many items like gold, food, and money, which helped me gain health. I decided to attempt driving the minecart. Then I realized what Ace meant by how glitchy the minecart is, which caused me to overshoot the shop. I bought an apple, which helped me gain lots of health. As I went back, I noticed Ace was gone because he died. Rest in peace, Ace.
Hello guys, Adam decided to retire from recapping, so I'll be taking over from here. A bit more traveling, and I ran into a spider boss called Venomora. The main goal is to use the cannons around the center to drain his health. After a few minutes of aimless dodging, he finally died, ending our run for today. Overall, I thought this game was good, with a unique type of story to the gameplay. But Ace didn't like this game too much. These were our ratings. That's all we played for part 2 of this series. If you guys have any more rip-offs that you would like us to play, leave it down in the comments. I love reading those. And since you guys got 100 likes so quick, if this video gets 150 likes, I'll make a part 3. See you by then.